Today's world news headlines. From BuzzPlace info, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin to meet in coming days. Says Kremlin, U.S. and Russian leaders will hold first in-person meeting since Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russian leader Vladimir Putin will hold talks with U.S. President Donald Trump as early as next week, the Kremlin said on Thursday, a day before the expiry of Trump's 10-day deadline for Moscow to agree a ceasefire or face additional sanctions. The announcement of the first in-person meeting since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine came a day after Putin met Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff in Moscow for talks that both sides described as productive. Australian woman chained to her bed so she didn't sneak out to have sex with other men. Police allege a man has been charged with domestic violence and accused of kidnapping and assaulting his partner, who was allegedly chained to a bed to stop her from sneaking out for sex at night. Zane Woodward, 34, appeared in court on Thursday, 2 days after the woman allegedly escaped and fled to the local police station in the Nisaf Bazar Illawarra region. Harrowing details in court allege the woman, 32, was detained at an Oak Flats home and chained to a bed with a heavy-set metal chain padlocked to her right ankle. Outrage as Spanish town bans Muslim religious festivals from public spaces. A local authority in southeast Spain has banned Muslims from using public facilities such as civic centers and gyms to celebrate the religious festivals Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha. The ban in Jumila, in Murcia, is a first in Spain. It was introduced by the Conservative People's Party, PP, and passed with the abstention of the far-right Vox Party and the opposition of local left-wing parties. 5. More Palestinians die of starvation in Gaza as Israel continues deadly attacks on aid seekers. Israel's expanded military offensive in the Gaza Strip has claimed at least 135 lives over the past 24 hours. Among the dead are 87 starving Palestinians killed while seeking aid. Survivors of one of the attacks were taken to Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. Amal al-Mughir. The guys who were there were waiting for the aid. They told people to go there. They hit young men and women there. They threw bombs on them, live bullets, and most of the injuries here are due to bombs. I came with my friend who was injured, and this man was also injured. We moved him with us here. They should deliver the aid in a proper way to reach us. For example, this torment we saw the death in all forms. Rwanda agrees to receive third-country immigrants deported from the U.S. Rwanda has reached an agreement with the Trump administration to take in immigrants deported from the United States. Rwanda is the third African nation to agree to a similar deal, saying it will receive up to 250 deportees from the U.S., according to Reuters. The U.S. has already deported over a dozen immigrants to South Sudan and Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland. Advocates have repeatedly warned of human rights and due process violations as Trump intensifies his mass deportation campaign. Senate investigation finds hundreds of human rights violations at immigration jails. As detained people speak out against abusive conditions in federal immigration custody, a months-long investigation has compiled reports of hundreds of human rights violations at immigration jails nationwide, including physical and sexual abuse, as well as violence against detained children and pregnant people. The probe was led by the office of Georgia Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff. Internet catfish sentenced for dating app fraud. A woman who used fake identities on dating apps to swindle 3 men out of more than $11,000 has been sentenced. Carrie Gray, 37, of Harlow, Essex, targeted vulnerable men, telling them her parents had just died before she started asking them for money. At Chelmsford Crown Court, she was given a 2-year jail term, suspended for 2 years, after previously admitting 3 counts of fraud by false representation. Judge Suki Dada told Gray, "Count yourself very lucky you have not been taken into custody today. I doubt next time you will be so lucky." Couple drove with toddlers for targeted murder. A couple drove 50 miles with 2 small children to murder a 26-year-old man on his doorstep in a targeted knife attack, a court has heard. Ben Wazabanga and Ronique Belfon, both aged 23, traveled from Bedford to southeast London to kill Ayawale Aladahana with the youngsters aged 1 and 2, in the back of their car, the Old Bailey was told. Police received a call on Saturday evening that a man had been stabbed and was bleeding in the front garden of a property in Monson Road, New Cross. Mr. Aladehana was pronounced dead by paramedics soon after. It is alleged Belgian national Mr. Wazabanga stabbed him once in the chest before the couple drove off. Subscribe to BuzzPlace Info for more world news updates.